Okay, so it appears that Joe Manchin is going to be holding up another bill that was passed by the Democrats in the House. This time, we're back to gun legislation once again. It feels like just like this nonstop cycle that just continues. And obviously, you guys heard about the mass shooting yesterday in Colorado. And so, what it says is Manchin says he doesn't support House passed background check bill. So, there was there was actually two background bills passed. It says the House passed two bills this month, one to extend the window for completing a background check before a gun sale, and a second that would extend background checks to all sales and transfers. However, the second bill provides exemptions, including for transfers between family members responding to an immediate threat or temporary transfer for hunting. Manchin, however, suggested he wanted a bill that provided a bigger carve out for private sales between individuals who know each other. Quote, I come from a gun culture. I'm a law abiding gun owner, Manchin said, adding that he supports basically saying that commercial transactions should be background checked. You don't know a person. If I know a person, no, Manchin said. So this is incredibly stupid. Now I know that his whole, voter base is extremely pro-gun, obviously. So this is going to be a tough one for him. This has been a pretty big debate amongst gun users and non-gun users in terms of the background check stuff, where I remember Captain Crenshaw was saying it's okay for me to give a gun to a family member or somebody else without going through a background check. Don't know if they're licensed and all that stuff. This is a big issue, right, for Manchin. Obviously, you never really truly fully know a person, and the system and everybody else, every other human being, like, am I going to trust your so-called quote-unquote judgment of people that you know? How do you even really delegate whether or not somebody knows someone, quote-unquote knows somebody? And you never truly know somebody and what they're going to do. How many people could tell you that, somebody seemed normal or whatever until they went out and did something crazy with the firearm? So there's no way, especially with the understanding of how mental health has been going, the understanding of how it works has been developing. Somebody could totally be steaming behind the scenes, you have no idea, and then all of a sudden one day, boom. You never truly know somebody fully to the point where you can just give them a gun without a background check. And so this is an attempt to close the gun show loophole, which is basically, essentially this loophole where private sales don't get background checked, and it's a very easy way for people with mental illness or people who are not licensed or don't meet the requirements to be a firearm owner end up purchasing a firearm. This is something that we see very often, and so there's a goal to stop that. But Manchin is not in favor of it, likely because his voters, the people who voted for him, are very, very pro-gun. But I think that the argument that private sales between individuals who know each other is very stupid. You never truly know somebody. I don't know how the government even delegates whether or not you know somebody. That would be such a bizarre, arbitrary line to draw. And no, there should be a background check in every situation. It's very important. Otherwise, it's just gonna, you're just gonna start seeing news reports of things happening, and then the person who sold it to them will be like, man, I knew the guy. I can't believe he would do something like that. I knew him, and he just went off and did this. It's just a stupid thing, in my opinion, but gun control seems to be the one issue that all liberals are super, super together on. And so Manchin is going to really start to piss them off, because before, Manchin was more bucking more progressive stuff like AOC stuff and, Bernie Sanders' bills, and, liberals hate both of those people. So it wasn't really a problem for them. Now he's going to start ticking a lot of those liberals off, because this is a very important issue to them, to liberals. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Manchin starts getting some serious heat from the liberals. That's what it's going to be interesting to see.